Hi, students. So we're going to do the grade your own assignment project again for the supply headlines. All right. So I don't want you to do this until you finished the assignment. I want you to finish it, check with me, and then I'm going to let you grade it yourself. Okay, so let's start with the first one, the record peach harvest, lowest price in a decade. Okay, so peaches have gone down in price. How will this information affect the supply curve for frozen peach pies? So if you're in the business of making peach pies, how is this going to affect you? Well, this is an input. Frozen peach pies, you need peaches to make them. So peaches are an input. So the supply shifter is an decrease in the cost of a resource. This means that the supply line is going to increase. You're going to be able to make more peach pies because the price of peaches has gone down. Okay? So your supply line, again, just as a reminder, to show an increase in supply, you would be going this direction with your supply line. Okay? So let's look at the next one. U.S. car company to close 6 factories. Okay, so we closed 6 factories. So there's 2 different ways to look at this. I look at it as a lack of sellers. So the amount of sellers goes down. Another way you could look at this is a lack of production because production is going down. But regardless, you definitely are going to have this go down. The supply curve for the company's minivans will go down because there's less production of minivans. There's less production. There's less factories, okay? So it's going down, and you could say that the supply shifter is either production, or you could say that the supply shifter is number of producers, okay? Sneakers. Let's look at the sneakers one, okay? Shoe manufacturer increased prices on all styles. So this means Nike raises the price of all the Nike shoes. How will this supply curve affect the supply curve for the company's sneakers? So what's happening here? Well, there's been a price increase. So what does that mean? It means that we go from here, from a P1 up to a P2. So what does that mean? It means that we go from one quantity to a higher quantity. This is not a shifter. This just indicates movement along the supply curve because a higher price will mean more is being supplied. Okay? So let's look at the next one. Gas prices to stay low this year, rise dramatically next year. Okay? So how will this information affect the supply current? Look at that word, current supply curve. If it's low right now, but it's going to be expensive next year, what's everybody going to do? What are the suppliers going to do? Are they going to supply gasoline for a cheap price when they could get more money next year? Absolutely not. They're going to wait. So suppliers like high prices. Remember, suppliers want it to be high. So they're going to wait to sell their gas. That's going to be a decrease. This is going to be a decrease in supply. What is the shifter? It's expectations. They think it's going to be more expensive next year, so they're going to wait. Okay, cars. Let's look at the car headline. Okay, robots make automobile assembly faster and cheaper. Robots are able to make cars cheaper. So what is that going to do for the supply curve? Well, it's going to increase. And this is an increase in technology. That's what your shifter is. So this is going to create an increase in supply. You're going to move a supply line out here, and the shifter is going to be an increase in technology. Okay, sugar. Congress passes a new sugar tax. What does that mean? It means that you have to pay tax on sugar. How will this information affect the supply curve for sugar? Well, every time the government takes money, supply goes down. So this is going to be a decrease. We're going to move our line this direction and the shifter here is taxes. A fire destroys thousands of acres. Okay. How's this going to affect the supply curve for lumber? Well, obviously, this is going to make our supply line go down. We're going to lose supply. So if we got here Oregon lumber, supply is going to go down. What is the shifter? It's just a natural disaster. It's just a fact of life, of nature, okay? All right, solar panel energy Panels, let's look at our scenario here. President approves a subsidy. That means they're giving money to solar panels. How will this information affect the supply curve? Well, obviously, if you're getting money from the government, you're going to produce more. So this is going to create a supply curve that goes out. There's going to be an increase in supply. Your line's going to go this direction, and we're going to call that, and the shifter is going to be a government subsidy. Okay, so these are your assignments. Please be fair with yourself, mark them correctly, and let Miss Berg know what you made. Okay?